How's it going, everybody? I'm Lewis and we've got a new developer blog from the old school RuneScape team. This is Deadman Changes. Recently the old school RuneScape team have been getting a little bit more experimental with the third season. And the main reason for this is the fact that they can get a much more solid version of what Deadman mode is, as opposed to having to introduce new rules every single season. Which, at the old rate of 3-month seasons, would mean that changes to Deadman seasonal and Deadman mode in general were very slow. So if they experiment right now, they can get a much more solid rule set and stop experimenting in the future. Meaning that the game mode is a much more stable thing. And really what they'll be able to do then is focus on different rules such as different weapons or maybe disabling certain NPCs to fight, talk to, quests, etc. Pretty much all of the Deadman mode ideas people have been throwing around. All of this is mostly to get people into PKing when they're in Deadman mode. The entire game mode is evolved around PKing. So when you're just skilling in Deadman mode, it's a waste of time. If you're teleporting, it's a waste of time. You want to be in combat, you want to be fighting, and that's what the old school RuneScape team want to do. Encourage combat and interaction with the game. So let's start off this developer blog properly with a PJ, teleport and logout timer. Deadman mode currently has a PJ timer, similar to PvP worlds. It's not possible to attack players if they are attacking someone, regardless of whether they're being attacked back. This system has benefits and drawbacks. One of the benefits is that it's much harder for clans to switch who is attacking their target. However, it makes it a simpler task for players to stay alive by having a friend box them. And, especially in the current Deadman mode season, that's become quite prevalent. To address the issue of boxing, and still make it a challenge for clans to take out solo players, they're going to be altering the Deadman mode PJ timer. So what they're doing is reducing the timer to 5 seconds and saying that both players need to be attacking each other for the PJing mechanic to take place. So I have to attack you and you have to attack me, and after 5 seconds of that, we can now attack anyone else. Hopefully this means that the PJ timer is still beneficial to have in game, whilst it reduces the issues we mentioned before, such as boxing. As well as that, to give solo players a far greater chance of teleporting or logging out against clans, they'll be changing both the teleport timer and the logout timer to be 4 seconds. So hopefully these new changes to the timers will mean Deadman mode will be a lot more interesting. If you're being attacked by someone, you should hopefully be able to distract them for about 4 seconds before you can log out or teleport away. And hopefully the new PJ timer will reduce the amount of people boxing, because, like I said before, it's getting quite prevalent and it's quite awkward to see people boxing everywhere. There's obviously a few videos of people going around and beating them, for example, putting a gate or a door in between the two players fighting, which is quite funny. But really, it's just a huge issue that players on Deadman mode are having to face every day. Next in this developer blog, we've got the school timer. Deadman mode sprung up from RuneScape's PKing, and it's quite interesting because RuneScape's got a fairly basic combat system, and it's all about getting the most out of that. They want to encourage a lot more PvP in Deadman mode by reducing the penalties imposed on those trying to get bank keys. Currently, when you get a skull, you have to wait 30 minutes before it expires. And then, once you've got that, you should be able to go to the bank in the town and claim the loot you got from a kill. Which is a bit of a pain. If you kill someone and you have to wait at least 30 minutes, that's a lot of time just for one single kill. So to encourage people to not only kill people, but to go on killing rampages, they're reducing the school timer to 15 minutes, which instead of resetting, gains 2 minutes for each reskull afterwards. However, your school timer can never exceed 15 minutes. So this change would ensure that going rogue and sculling will feel a lot more rewarding, and hopefully speed up the flow of gameplay, meaning rampages are really encouraged. Why bother just killing one person when you can kill 2 or 3? You can get 3 times the amount of loot, and it doesn't really cost you that much more. With this all in mind, there is one thing to note here. To discourage people from just attacking the really low levels, attacking someone more than 30 levels below you will result in your school timer resetting to 15 minutes, regardless of your existing duration. This entire school timer change sounds like a very interesting game mechanic. Really reducing the amount of penalties imposed on people seeking bank keys is quite interesting because it should hopefully encourage a few more people to go out and try and get bank keys. And because of this, you get a lot more PKing situations, which is what Deadman mode's all about. This entire developer blog is purely just to get the feedback on the ideas, really. Like they said before, they are experimenting with Deadman mode and they want to get a much more solid rule set of what it is. So if you've got any ideas or feedback, make sure you go on the forums and let them know. If you want to discuss any of these proposed changes, please do so in my comments below. I personally think all of this is fine, There's nothing I think, whoa, that's going to be really game-breaking for Deadman mode. It's just ways of encouraging people to get in to combat, but, you know, not abuse the system. Please click here if you want to watch my video on the latest old school RuneScape poll, the old school Raids Armor Survey. And if you want to watch my video on the latest old school RuneScape update, please click here for the Oriana altar. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and share, and if you want to keep up to date with the old school RuneScape updates, DevBlogs and polls, please subscribe. I've been Lewis, thanks for watching, goodbye.